previous lectures, we have solved problems based on development of surfaces of cones and cylinders. Today in this lecture, we will be solving problem based on development of surface of pyramids. So let's begin with the problem. Problem number 6. A square pyramid of side 50 mm of base and axis height 60 mm is resting on its base on HP with the edges of the base equally inclined to VP. So since the square pyramid is having its base on HP, it means the pyramid is a vertical pyramid. So the top view of the pyramid will be a square of side 50 mm, whereas the front view will be a triangle of height 60 mm. Also, it is given all the edges of the base are equally inclined to VP. Now, since the edges of the square pyramid are equally inclined to VP, it means that when we will draw this square in the top view, it should be drawn in the form of a kite with side 50 mm. Now the next statement is a square hole of side 25 mm is cut through the square pyramid in such a way that its axis cuts the axis of the pyramid at a distance of 22 mm above the base. So basically in this statement is given that a square hole is drilled through the pyramid. Now the square hole is having its side of 25 mm. Now, in order to draw the square hole, we have to first mark the center of the square hole. Now, the center of the square hole is given as to be at a distance of 22 mm above the base. So, we have to mark first the center of the square hole at a distance of 22 mm above the base of the pyramid, and then we'll draw a square of side 25 mm. Also, the axis of the hole is perpendicular to VP and all the sides are equally inclined to HP. Again, the statement given here is that the sides of the square hole are equally inclined to HP. So, when we will draw the square in the front view of side 25 mm, it should be drawn in the form of a kite with its center at a distance of 22 mm above the base. Now, let's begin with the solution. In the first step, we will draw the top view of the square pyramid, that is a square of side 50 mm with all sides equally inclined to VP. We can see here that it is given that all sides are equally inclined to VP. So the first step, I have drawn a square of side 50 mm as given in the question with all sides equally inclined to VP. Now all sides equally inclined to VP means you have to draw these edges at an angle of 45 degree. So first draw a light line, mark any point here, draw two edges at angle of 45 degree and then complete the whole square with side 50 mm. Now we will mark the center as well as the corners of the square. So center O and corners A, B, C and D. Now students, in this problem, line O to A, O to D, O to C and O to B will be called as the slant edges of the pyramid. In cones and cylinders we have generators, whereas in case of pyramids we have slant edges. So the point joining the apex, that is O, with the corners of the base, that is A, B, C and D, will be called as slant edges. So OA, OB, OC and OD are slant edges of the square pyramid in the top view. Now in the next step we will draw the XY line. After drawing the XY line, now project the points on the XY line, that is the corner points A, B, C, D. We will project it. So we have projected point A, point B and D will coincide as they are lying in a straight line, and the next point is C. After marking the points on the XY line, that is A, B, C and D, now we will mark the height of the pyramid. Now in the question the height is given to be equal to 60 mm. So from the center, mark the height, vertical height as 60 mm and name the point O. Now join this apex point with the corners of the base one by one, O to A, O to C. So we have joined the apex point with the corners of the base. So these lines, that is O2A, O2B, O2D, O2C, are nothing but the slant edges of the square pyramid in the front view. So we have got 4 slant edges in the top view and 4 slant edges in the front view. After this, we have to draw the square hole in the front view with the given conditions. In order to draw the square hole, first we have to mark the center of the square hole. Now in the question it was given that the center of the square hole is at a distance of 22 mm above the base. So this is the base of the pyramid, and from this base we have to mark at a distance of 22 mm, and this point on the center line at a distance of 22 mm will be the axis of the square hole. So this point is nothing but the axis of the square hole. Now in order to draw this square of side 25 mm in the front view, first draw a square somewhere in the top view here. Since the square hole is given of side 25 mm, so draw a square PQRS anywhere here with side 25 mm. After that, mark the corners P, Q, R and S. After naming the corners, join the diagonals. You will get the center point of the square. So after getting the center of the square, that is this point, take distance on the rounder from center to P or center to Q, or you can take center to R or center to S, since all the distance are equal. So I am taking distance center to P on the rounder, that is this distance, half of the diagonal. Place your rounder at this point, that is center. Cut 4 arcs, one on the left, one on the bottom, one on the right and one on the top. After cutting 4 arcs, join all the points to get the square. I am repeating again. Take the distance center to P on the rounder. Place your rounder at this point. Cut 4 arcs, one on the left, one on the bottom, one on the right and one on the top. After cutting the 4 arcs, join all the points to get the square of side 25 mm. So this square represents a square hole which is given in the question, and this square is in the form of a kite, since in the question it was given that all the sides are equally inclined to HP. So whenever it is given all the sides of the hole are equally inclined to HP or equally inclined to BP, the square should be in the form of a kite. Now we will mark the points of the intersection or corner points of this square one by one. So P, Q, R and S. These are the corners of the square hole. In the next step, we will mark the points of intersection. Now in this sum, what will be the points of intersection? Points of intersection will be those points where the slant edges slant edges will cut the sides of the square. Now you can see here that the slant edge O2B and the slant edge O2D cuts the square at point S and point Q. So these are the points of intersection. Also you can note there that no slant edge is passing through point P and point R. So we have to draw extra slant edges passing through point P and point R. The reason for drawing the extra slant edge is that we have to mark these points of intersection or these corner points in the lateral surface, and for marking these points in the lateral surface we need extra slant edges. So we have to draw extra slant edges in the front view passing through point P and point R, and then project them in the top view. So we will draw the extra slant edge. So this is the extra slant edge passing through point P. Now we will project this slant edge in the top view. So after projecting the slant edge, this line cuts side AD and side AB at 2 points, point 1 and point 2. Similarly, now we will draw the extra slant edge passing through point R. After drawing the extra slant edge, we will project it into the top view. So after projecting, this line cuts the side DC and BC at this point and this point respectively. So we will name these extra points in the top view. So first point 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we have named all the points where these projection lines cuts the side of the square. So we have got 4 extra points, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So basically we have drawn 4 extra slant edges in the top view, that is slant edge O21, slant edge O22, slant edge O23 and slant edge O24. Students, I have not joined these points here because these are imaginary slant edges. You can draw light line from O21, O22, O23 and O24. These slant edges actually don't exist, but we have drawn imaginary slant edges so that we can mark point P and point R in the lateral surfaces. So besides these 4 extra slant edges, that is OA, OB, OC and OD, we have marked 4 extra slant edges, O21, O22, O23 and O24. After this step, now we have to project these points of intersection on the true length. As I have said earlier, that the true length will be represented by the slant edge O2A and O2C. Now how to identify which slant edge will represent the true length? Now in the top view we can see that only two slant edges, that is O2A and O2C, are parallel to the XY line. So whichever slant edge is parallel to the XY line in the top view, that will represent the true length in the front view. So generate slant edge O2A and O2C represent the true length of the edge in the front view. Now we have to project these corner points on the true length. So you can project it either on O2A or you can project it either on O2C, since both are true length. Now we will project it on O2C one by one. Before that, we will mark these points in the front view also, that is point 1 and 4 and point 2 and 3. So we have got extra 4 slant edges, O21, O24, O22 and O23 in the front view also. Now we will project the points of intersection one by one. So the first point we projected is S, second point P and R, and the third point is Q. So finally we have projected all these points of intersection on the true length of the slant edge, that is O2C. You can also project it on O2A. Now we will begin with the development of lateral surface.